We're on clickorlando.com. We're on, I believe, YouTube, as well as our Pinpoint Weather app. No, we're on News 6 Plus. That's what it is, News 6 Plus. Don't forget us there. We're here to give you an update on what's happening with what is called Subtropical Storm Nicole. Now, first, let's just explain one more time what Subtropical Storm Nicole means. It means it has characteristics of a tropical system and a non-tropical system. So it has a cooler center core than a tropical system would, and it's not as well defined or as symmetrical as a technically tropical system is, but this one is likely to organize enough to become a hurricane. So it will be a tropical system soon enough. Could even become a tropical storm a little bit later today. In fact, let's show you, as we showed you that, let me first show you the symmetry. It does look a little bit more organized than it did yesterday. If you were tuned in at all yesterday, you see that the satellite and radar imagery has more of a center of circulation on it, on that center. So you see the center is more symmetrical than what we were showing yesterday, getting more organized. It's still about 400 miles away from our coast. Now, here is the latest track, and because of the time change, we got the track at 4 a.m., and this morning as of 4 o'clock, this is now upgrading it before landfall sometime Thursday morning to a Category 1 hurricane with winds at 75 miles per hour. Now, keep in mind, to become a hurricane, it needs winds at 74 plus. So it will be barely a hurricane, but still likely a hurricane on the smaller end of the scale as it would make a landfall. So we zoom in on the track here, and you can see all of Central Florida is in that cone. Now, when would it make landfall? Sometime possibly early Thursday, possibly 2 a.m. to around 3, 4 a.m., somewhere in that time frame. If you look at the center, which we say don't do, but if you look at the center here, it does put a landfall of a Category 1 hurricane in southern Brevard near the Mico area. But anywhere within that cone, you could see the landfall happen, anywhere north, anywhere south. And because of the movement here, you look at the right front quadrant of the storm. That is the dirty side of the storm. So depending on how strong this gets, because we would be on the dirty side, we have the chance for a couple of rotating cells, a couple of quick-moving, brief tornadoes. But the main concerns are going to be those issues along the coast. The beach erosion, high seas, that storm surge. Now, here are the computer models. They're in pretty good agreement that this is going to go right over Central Florida. Okay? The question is, will it be a hurricane when it moves over Central Florida? Now, some models don't want it to intensify enough to become a Category 1 hurricane. But that's what the Hurricane Center is projecting right now, a Category 1 hurricane making a landfall sometime early in the morning on Thursday. So Wednesday through the day will have some impacts. Today, Election Day, no big concerns. We are having some showers out there, a 40% coverage of rain, but no big thunderstorms. There'll be quick-moving showers here and there. Bring an umbrella, go ahead and vote, not a big issue. Wednesday, we'll start to see those squall lines, those outer bands of rain and storminess move in through the day. Thursday, that is when we would see that landfall early in the morning and then ongoing, seeing rain and those tropical storm force winds. So here is the beginning of when we could expect tropical storm force wind gusts in Central Florida. Where you see the yellow shading, this is our wind radii graphic, and this stops the clock at 4 in the morning on Wednesday. So early Wednesday, that's tomorrow, we will see the chance for tropical storm force wind gusts along our coastal counties. That's Flagler, Volusia, and Brevard counties. Then it all moves farther inland, so we see all of Central Florida dealing with tropical storm force wind gusts by 3 p.m. on Wednesday. So through the day Wednesday, things do deteriorate with stronger wind gusts. Then that yellow, that orange color, that shows hurricane force gusts moving into Brevard County, a large part of Brevard County, by 1 in the morning on Thursday. So wind will be relentless, sort of ongoing Wednesday through Thursday. And then, of course, those outer bands, the other issue. So I'm going to show you the future radar next. Here's the good news. By late Thursday, most of those winds, most of the tropical storm force gusts will begin to push up and out. But because this will be on top of us with rain making a turn to the north, Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have more rain totals in inland spots than coastal spots. We could see up to about 5 inches of rain. Some isolated pockets could see more, 6 or 7 inches, but likely between 2 and 5 inches of rain. So not as much rain as Ian made, but certainly an issue for all the folks who've already had flooding. So here you go. Through the day today, that 40% coverage of rain. Then those outer bands begin to push in on Wednesday. There's Wednesday afternoon, 1 p.m., some pockets of heavier downpours. Then it's really going to be late Wednesday. Wednesday at 6 p.m. when we have those heavier lines of rain. There's 11 p.m. Notice we are covered up Wednesday at 11 p.m. with heavy downpours. Then this computer model brings the eye of a Category 1, possibly Category 1 hurricane by 4 in the morning on Thursday over Kennedy Space Center. That's where it puts the eye. Now, the computer models and the track over the last couple of runs have shifted a little bit farther north. So that could be the issue, the good news for us in the coming runs here with the model data and with the tracks, that it could shift farther north. We don't expect it to shift all the way out of Central Florida, though. So we have to be prepared for a Category 1 hurricane along our coast early in the morning on Thursday. And then as it spins, notice we are covered up with rain, 8 a.m. on Thursday and through the day Thursday. So here are the county by county impacts. We're going to start with the coast. Flagler, Volusia, and Brevard, seeing wind gusts at 60 miles per hour. We could see even greater depending on how strong the storm is. Again, hurricane force winds would be 74 plus. Tropical storm force winds are 39 plus. So we will definitely have tropical storm force winds. The question is how much of that will be sustained, how much of that will be gusts. Our other concern, of course, rain. 4 to 6 inches could lead to some flooding along the coast and all of our coastal counties, and a brief tornado. Of course, beach erosion and rip currents, another big issue, as well as storm surge. Then farther inland, Orange and Seminole County, winds up to 50 miles per hour, possible 3 to 4 inches of rain. Adding up, that could lead to some localized flooding and a low risk of tornadoes. 4 minutes, thank you. 4 minutes until my television hit here. So I'm going to run out to the studio in just a second, but we're going to get through some of these impacts for you again. There's Lake County and Sumter County, 2 to 3 inches of rain, winds up to 35 miles per hour. So the farther inland we go, the farther west we go, the less likely we are to deal with those tropical storm force winds sustained. But again, there will be some gusts up greater than tropical storm force. Between 3 and 4 inches of rain possible for Osceola County and Polk County, and 1 to 2 inches of rain in parts of Marion County. There's live radar. We are seeing a couple of showers, but another look at the track, again, if you're just tuned in, all of Central Florida in the cone as a possible Category 1 hurricane makes landfall early on Thursday morning, between 2 a.m., possibly 4 a.m. on Thursday morning as a Category 1 hurricane. Already seeing Wednesday late, tropical storm force wind gusts, and then some hurricane force gusts. I'm going to run out and do this TV cut-in, but we appreciate you. We'll be here throughout the day online on News 6 Plus, as well as all of our other channels.